The alert buzzes across my phone, shrill and insistent. Emergency alert, severe weather warning. Avoid all contact with rainfall. Seek indoors immediately. I almost laugh. The sky was clear this morning. I'd checked the forecast, nothing about rain. And even if there was a storm coming, why the dramatics? Avoid all contact? It sounds ridiculous, like one of those paranoid internet hoaxes. Still, the government doesn't send out these alerts for nothing. Another notification follows. Do not attempt to leave shelter. Do not engage with individuals exposed to rainfall. That one sits heavier in my stomach. I pull back the curtains. Outside, the street is still dry, but a heaviness hangs in the air. A dull pressure, like the moments before a thunderstorm. My apartment sits on the third floor of a rundown complex, giving me a good view of the road below. People are still outside, moving as if nothing is wrong. A couple jogging. A man walking his dog. A delivery driver stepping out of his van, package in hand. None of them check their phones. I watch, waiting for anyone to react. But life just moves on. I open a group chat, typing out a message. Anyone else get that alert? No response. The clouds roll in fast. One moment, the sky is pale blue. The next, a deep, oppressive gray stretches across the horizon, swallowing the light. It doesn't look natural. Too sudden. Too thick. I rub my arms uneasy. Wind rattles against the window, and then I hear it. The first patters against the pavement. The rain has started. I watch the joggers. The man with the dog. The delivery driver. None of them react at first. Then the delivery guy stops. Just stops, package slipping from his hands. His head tilts up. Mouth slack. Rain drips down his face, beating against his skin. The joggers slow too, a hesitant stagger before one of them clutches her arm. The man with the dog suddenly drops the leash, staring down at his hands like they don't belong to him. I can't hear them from up here, but something about their movements is wrong. Disjointed. A delay between action and reaction. The woman jogger sways, lips moving. Her friend grabs her arm, shaking her, but she doesn't respond. The dog starts barking wildly. The owner doesn't react. More people pause mid-step, faces turned up toward the sky. Some collapse to their knees. Others tremble where they stand. I grab my phone. What the hell is happening? Still no response. My neighbor's door creaks open. Mrs. Albright. Elderly. Lives alone. She shuffles onto her balcony, peering up at the sky with a squint. Storm came out of nowhere, she mutters. I hear her voice through the thin walls. Knew the forecast was wrong. I almost tell her to go back inside. That the emergency alert said to avoid the rain. Then she coughs. A wet, hacking sound. She grips the railing. And I watch as something dark dribbles down her chin. Her body shudders violently. Her fingers spasm against the metal railing, clenching and unclenching like she's trying to remember how to use them. I step back from the window, my breath tight. More coughing sounds outside. More people dropping to their knees. But none of them are screaming. None of them cry out in pain. Just silence, punctuated by the sound of rain against pavement. And then, as if in unison, they all stop moving. The woman jogger. The man with the dog. The delivery driver. Mrs. Albright. Still. Too still. The dog backs away from its owner, ears flat against its skull, letting out a low, pitiful whine. Then it bolts. Just turns and sprints down the street, disappearing around the corner. I grab the remote and flip through the channels. Every station is either static or a generic emergency broadcast. No specifics. No explanations. I check my phone again. More alerts. Do not go outside. Do not attempt to aid those in the rain. No new texts. No updates from my group chat. I dial my sister. Straight to voicemail. I try a friend. Same result. A sense of suffocation creeps in. Something is happening, and no one is explaining it. Outside, a figure shifts. The delivery driver. He moves just barely, a slow, jerky tilt of the head. His eyes roll upward, unfocused. His lips part. A deep breath, like he's tasting the air. Then he takes a step. A slow, deliberate step forward. I step away from the window, heart hammering. The emergency alert buzzes again. Do not engage. Do not make eye contact. Do not let them in. The wind howls, pushing rain against the glass. I hear footsteps in the hallway. Someone knocking on doors. Then a voice, weak and wet. Please let me in. The knocking doesn't stop. Soft at first. A weak, shuffling rhythm. Then harder, more insistent. Please let me in. A voice I recognize. Mrs. Albright. I freeze, heart pounding. The same woman I saw convulsing on her balcony. The same woman who went still like the others. But now she's in the hallway. She made it down the stairs. I take a careful step toward the door, pulse thrumming in my ears. The peephole is dark, something is blocking it. I don't feel well. Her voice is strange. Thick, like something is lodged deep in her throat. I don't respond. I don't move. Do not let them in. I grip my phone with damp hands, rereading the emergency alert. They knew this would happen. The government. Whoever sent the warning. Something is wrong with the people caught in the rain. The knocking slows. The shuffle of her feet fades down the hall. I exhale, trying to steady my breathing. I should call someone. The police. Emergency services. Someone has to be responding to this. I dial 911. A sharp beep, then. All emergency services are experiencing high call volumes. Please remain indoors. I hang up, my skin cold. The television still loops the emergency broadcast. No new updates. No anchors. No live footage. Just a voice repeating the same vague instructions. Avoid all contact with rainfall. Remain indoors. Do not engage. Outside, the street looks different. The people who froze in the rain, some of them are gone. Others have shifted slightly, heads tilted, bodies leaning forward as if listening to something I can't hear. A few walk in slow, unnatural steps, their movements delayed, like they're learning how to use their limbs again. Something about it makes my stomach churn. I check my phone. My group chat is still silent. No responses. No updates. I pull up social media. The hashtag the rain is trending. The first few posts are normal. People joking about the emergency alert, sharing blurry pictures of storm clouds. Then the tone shifts. Videos. The first is shaky footage from an apartment balcony. A man caught in the rain, standing perfectly still in the middle of the street. At first, I think the video is frozen, but the raindrops are moving. The wind is moving. Everything is moving except him. Then his head tilts upward, eyes rolling back, mouth slack. The person filming whispers, "What the fuck?" and the video cuts off. Another post. A woman coughing up something thick and dark before slumping against a car. No context. No follow-up. Then a live stream. A guy in his car, rain pelting the windshield. He's breathing hard. The wipers smear the water across the glass, revealing figures moving outside. "They're just standing there," he whispers. "Jesus Christ. I don't think they're breathing." Something steps in front of his headlights. A person. Their face slick with rain, mouth slightly open, eyes unfocused. They lean toward the car, pressing wet fingers against the window. A deep, rattling exhale. The streamer gasps. The camera shakes. The video ends. I grip my phone, my stomach twisting. Another emergency alert buzzes. Power outage is expected. Shelter in place. Do not attempt to leave your home. My apartment flickers. Once. Twice. Then everything cuts out. Darkness. The TV silences. The heater clicks off. My phone screen is the only glow left in the room. Outside, the streetlights flicker, then die. The entire block goes black. A deep stillness follows, heavier than before. The kind that makes my skin crawl. I step away from the window, pulse hammering in my throat. I should check my door, make sure it's locked. Reinforce it if I can. Then I hear something outside. Not footsteps. Not knocking. Breathing. Slow. Wet. Just beyond the door. I hold my breath. A soft tap. A finger pressing against the wood. Then a whisper. Not Mrs. Albright this time. Someone else. Open the door. A shiver crawls up my spine. I don't move. The breathing lingers. Another tap. Then slowly it fades. I exhale, pressing my back against the wall, fingers digging into my palms. Something is happening. The rain isn't normal. And the people caught in it, they aren't normal either. I squeeze my eyes shut, listening to the silence. The only thing left to do is wait. I don't sleep. Not really. I drift in and out, curled against the wall, my ears straining for any sound beyond my door. But nothing comes. No more knocking. No more voices. Just the slow, steady patter of rain against the window. The power is still out. My phone battery hovers at 42%. I keep the screen dim, rationing what little time I have left with it. No new emergency alerts. No texts from my sister. No updates from my friends. The silence stretches. When I finally push myself up, my body protests, stiff from sleeping in the corner. I wince, rolling my shoulder, then glance toward the window. It's still dark outside. The storm thickens the air, turning morning into permanent dusk. The street is emptier than before. The people who had been standing in the rain, gone. Not all of them, but enough to notice. The ones who remain stand motionless, their heads tilted up, rain slipping down their faces. Their mouths hang open. Not slack, not gasping, just open, like they're drinking the rain. A sharp chill crawls up my spine. I pull away from the window. My stomach growls. I haven't eaten since yesterday. The fridge is useless with the power out, but I have some canned food in the cabinet. I grab a can of beans, but my hands shake as I try to open it. I stop, close my eyes, breathe, focus. Something is happening, but I'm still here, still alive. I just have to wait for this to pass. If it passes, I shake the thought away and scan my apartment. My eyes land on a glass sitting on the counter, half full of water from yesterday. Slowly, carefully, I pick it up and pour it down the sink. I don't know if whatever's in the rain is in the tap water too, but I'm not taking chances. The rain. I hesitate, then grab another glass. Step toward the window. A stupid idea. I know that, but my brain itches with questions, with the need to understand. I push the window open just enough to slide the glass outside. Cold air rushes in. The rain taps against the glass, collecting in a shallow pool. I pull it back in, hold it up to the dim light. The water isn't clear. Not exactly. There's a strange shimmer to it, like oil on pavement. When I tilt the glass, the water clings to the sides, just for a second longer than it should. I set it on the counter and grab a spoon, dipping it in. Swirl. The water moves strangely, thick and sluggish. When I pull the spoon out, a thin strand of liquid stretches before snapping back into the glass. I recoil. What the hell is this? Something shifts outside. I glance up, heart pounding. One of them is closer now. The people outside. A man in a business suit, standing directly under the streetlight, staring up at my window. He doesn't move, doesn't blink, just stares. My throat tightens. I step back, pushing the glass further away. Then the man does something impossible. He smiles. Not a normal smile. His lips stretch wide, too wide, peeling back to reveal dark gums and perfectly straight teeth. It's a grotesque, exaggerated grin, as if his muscles don't quite remember how a smile is supposed to work. I stumble back, my pulse a hammer in my chest. The man doesn't move, just keeps smiling. And then, his mouth opens, wider, wider, until his jaw unhinges and the rain pours in. He tilts his head back, drinking deeply, his throat working in slow, deliberate gulps. I slam the window shut. Back away. My hands tremble as I grab the glass of rainwater and hurl it into the sink. I don't know what I just saw, but every instinct in me screams wrong, wrong, wrong. I turn on the faucet, watch as the water spirals down the drain. It moves sluggishly, sticking to the sides of the sink just a second too long before vanishing. I grip the edge of the counter, my breathing shallow. The emergency alerts knew. They told us to stay inside, to avoid the rain at all costs. Because whatever this is, it isn't weather. It's something else, something alive. And I don't think it's done with us yet. The glass of rainwater is gone, but my hands still shake. I grip the edge of the counter, knuckles white, heart hammering. Outside, the man in the suit hasn't moved. He stands under the dead streetlight, head tilted back, mouth still open. The rain slides down his throat in slow, unnatural gulps. I step away from the window, pulse thudding in my ears. I need to block it. The sight of him. That awful, stretching mouth. I grab a towel and drape it over the glass. It doesn't help much. His image is still burned into my mind. That slow, deliberate drinking. I sink into the chair by the kitchen table, my breathing uneven. My phone buzzes weakly against the wood. I grab it like a lifeline. 42% battery. A new emergency alert. Do not drink tap water. Avoid all liquid exposure. I swallow hard. They know. I think of the glass in my sink, the way the water clung to the surface, moving as if it had a mind of its own. I think of the people outside, standing motionless, tilting their faces toward the sky like flowers hungry for sunlight. I think of Mrs. Albright knocking on my door with something thick and black sliding down her chin. Something is inside the rain. And now maybe it's inside the pipes. I push the thought away and check my messages. Still nothing. No calls. No texts. No updates. I switch to social media. The hashtag the rain is still trending. But the posts are different now. No jokes. No blurry pictures of storm clouds. Just raw panic. Someone posts a picture of their bathtub. The water inside is thick and glossy, shifting in slow waves despite no movement in the room. Another post, a video taken from a third-floor apartment window. Below, people stand in the rain, unmoving. Their clothes are soaked through, their faces slack and expressionless. The person filming whispers, "They've been like this for hours." Someone else posts, "My brother went outside. He won't talk to me anymore. Just keep staring." What do I do? I scroll faster. My fingers tremble. One post stops me cold. A blurry security cam screenshot. A man in a suit standing under a streetlight, head tilted back, mouth open. The caption, "I think they're changing." I clamp a hand over my mouth. It's him. The same man outside my window. The same grotesque, stretching smile. My stomach twists. Something inside me already knows. Whoever went out into the rain isn't the same anymore. I force myself away from the screen. I need to think. Food. Water. Power. How long can I last? I count the cans in my cupboard. Enough for a week, maybe more if I ration. But water is a problem. I have 3 bottles in the fridge. That's it. My mouth feels dry just thinking about it. I glance toward the sink. The faucet. The pipes. Could the contamination spread? Could it already be in my walls? A deep pressure builds in my chest. The floor creaks. I freeze. Not outside. Not in the hallway. Inside. I grip the table edge, muscles locking. The sound came from the living room. Near the door. I stand slowly, heart pounding. I peer around the corner. The door is still locked, but the towel I placed over the window is on the floor. I don't remember hearing it fall. A new noise now. Soft. Wet. Breathing. Not mine. I step back. A shape in the dim light. A figure standing in front of the window. Facing in. A choked noise rises in my throat. I can't move. Can't breathe. The figure shifts. Raindrops slide from its clothes, pooling on my floor. It lifts its head and smiles. Lips stretching. Teeth too straight. Too clean. A voice like water rushing through pipes. Let me in. My hands tighten into fists. Every part of me screams to run, to hide. I force my voice steady. You're not supposed to be here. The thing doesn't blink. Just tilts its head. Water drips from its chin. The emergency alert repeats in my head. Do not engage. Do not let them in. I step back, inching toward my bedroom. The thing watches me. I reach the door. Slip inside. Lock it. Silence. Then, a slow, dragging footstep against the floor. It's still in my apartment, and it isn't leaving. The footsteps stop. Silence stretches thick and suffocating on the other side of the bedroom door. My breath is slow, measured, barely there. I listen. Nothing. I don't know if that's worse. My legs tremble as I inch backward, pressing myself against the far wall. My apartment isn't big. If I had somewhere to run, I would have already done it. But there's nowhere to go. Something is in here with me, and it isn't moving anymore. I squeeze my eyes shut. Try to think. Try to breathe. The rain isn't safe. The people aren't people anymore. The water is changing them. But how? I remember the emergency alerts. The ones I ignored at first. The power outages. The warnings about tap water. Maybe it started in the sky. Maybe it seeped into the reservoirs, poisoning us from above and below. The kind of contamination no one could see coming until it was too late. And now, whatever is out there isn't human anymore. I glance toward my phone. 37% battery. No new alerts. No messages. No calls. I can't stay in here forever. A floorboard creaks. The sound is so quiet I barely hear it, but it's enough. It's still there. Still waiting. A bead of sweat rolls down my temple. I swallow hard. My body aches to move, to do something, but all I can do is stay frozen and listen. Then, a whisper. Not words. Just a breath. A wet, rattling inhale. I grip my wrist, pressing my nails into my skin to keep from making a sound. Another inhale. Closer this time. It knows I'm here. I scan the room for anything I can use. My closet? No. Too risky. The window? Not an option. The rain would get me before anything else could. I glance at my bed. The frame. Metal. I move slowly, easing toward it, careful not to make a sound. My fingers wrap around the leg, feeling for the loose screw I always meant to fix. There. I twist it with shaky hands. The metal is slick with sweat, but it turns. A little more. A little. Pop. The screw comes free. I grip it tight. It isn't much, but it's sharp. If it comes down to it, I won't go down without a fight. The air shifts. The whispering stops. For a moment, I think maybe it's gone. Then something slides under the door. A slow, wet movement. I watch, my body locked in place, as something dark pools against the wood. Water. No, not water. It moves against the grain, thick and sluggish, as if pulling itself forward. It inches toward my bare foot, almost curious. I jerk back. The thing stops. Then, a voice. You're thirsty. I choke on my own breath. The voice is wrong. Warped. Too familiar, too foreign. Like it's scraping words from the inside of my skull. I grip the screw tighter, heart slamming against my ribs. It knows. It knows I haven't had water in hours. That my lips are cracked, my throat dry. That my body is already starting to weaken. The thing on the floor twitches. Shifts direction. A slow, wet slither toward me. I lunge. My foot slams against the floor, scattering the liquid back toward the door. It reacts violently, recoiling like a living thing. The whispering stops. Then, a knock. Sharp. Deliberate. Not from the bedroom door. From the front door. My breath catches. A voice. Familiar. Please let me in. Mrs. Albright. I feel sick. I know she isn't human anymore. I know it. But her voice, God, it sounds so normal. So frail. I don't feel well, she says, voice cracking. Please. I squeeze my eyes shut. Press my back against the wall. I can't, I whisper. A pause. Then, a scraping sound. Nails against wood. The floor creaks as something shifts outside my bedroom door. I bite my lip to keep from making a sound. The knocks grow softer. Slower. Then finally, silence. I stay against the wall, heart pounding. Minutes pass. Maybe hours. I don't move. When I finally open my eyes, the thing under the door is gone. But the air feels heavier. Like something is still waiting. Watching. And I know, this isn't over yet. I don't move for a long time. The silence in my apartment isn't comforting. It feels staged. Like something is waiting for me to let my guard down. I try to slow my breathing. My body feels locked, like I've been frozen in place for hours. I shift my legs. Pins and needles. My throat aches with thirst. Mrs. Albright hasn't knocked again. The thing under my door is gone. But I can't bring myself to open it. I check my phone. 33% battery. No new alerts. I don't know if that's good or bad. The last warning was about tap water. It's everywhere, inside the pipes, inside our homes. Seeping in through every crack, every leak. My sink, my shower, my toilet, all of it. I feel sick. A floorboard creaks outside my room. Not Mrs. Albright. Someone else. I press my ear against the door, heart hammering. The sound is slow, deliberate. A soft, wet step. Then another. Someone is inside my apartment. I clamp a hand over my mouth. The steps continue, trailing through the living room, moving toward the kitchen, stopping near the sink. I don't breathe. A metallic squeak. The faucet, whoever or whatever, is out there just turned on the water. A soft drip, drip, drip fills the apartment. I feel lightheaded. The sound changes. The dripping turns into a trickle. A slow, sluggish stream. Not normal. Not the way water should sound. It's thicker. The wet footsteps return. Closer now. Coming back toward my door. I inch away. A knock. Soft. I swallow hard. The knock comes again. Then, a voice. Low. Gurgling. I know you're in there. The hairs on my arms rise. The voice isn't right. It's deep, wet, like someone trying to speak through a throat full of water. I say nothing. I saw you watching me. My stomach drops. The man in the suit. The one who stood under the streetlight. The one who smiled. A slow, wet exhale seeps through the crack under the door. You shouldn't have looked. A drop of water slides into my room. Thick. Viscous. I jerk away. The doorknob rattles. My whole body tenses. Not locked. My mistake. I lunge. Grip the handle. Hold it tight. The thing on the other side doesn't try to push. Just stays there. Breathing. Dripping. A slow scrape of nails against the wood. Then, laughter. Soft. Low. A wet, bubbling chuckle. I bite my lips so hard I taste blood. The laughter fades. The footsteps retreat. Drip. 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 Silence. I wait. Seconds stretch into minutes. My legs ache. My arms shake from gripping the handle too hard. Finally, I let go. I press my forehead against the door. Eyes shut, trying to steady my breath. Something is very, very wrong. They're getting bolder. I check my phone again. 29% battery. Still no new alerts. I open my messages. Still nothing from my sister. Nothing from anyone. I don't know how much longer I can last like this. My water bottles won't last forever. I need to find a way out. But where do I go? Everywhere is wet. I sit against the door, gripping the tiny screw from my bed frame like it's a weapon. The last thing the dripping man said lingers in my mind. You shouldn't have looked. I squeeze my eyes shut. I wish I hadn't. I don't sleep. Every sound in the apartment feels too sharp, too deliberate. The ticking of the clock, the wind outside, the occasional groan of the pipes hidden in the walls. Everything feels watched. I sit against the door, knees to my chest, fingers curled around the tiny screw like it's some kind of protection. I check my phone. 26% battery. No new alerts. No texts. No calls. I'm starting to realize no one is coming. The world outside is changing, and was too slow to act. Something shifts in the air. A pressure change. A slow, steady drip, drip, drip. Not from outside. Not from the kitchen. From inside the bedroom. I stiffen. I don't move. The sound is faint, but it's there. A soft, rhythmic patter. A leak. I turn my head, scanning the dark. The window is still shut. My ceiling dry. Then I see it. A small puddle forming in the corner. A dark, shifting stain on the floorboards. My stomach clenches. Not possible. There aren't any pipes in that part of the room. No reason for water to be there. And yet, drip, drip, drip. I push myself up, legs shaking. My limbs are stiff from sitting so long, but I force them to move. Slowly, carefully. I take one step toward the puddle, then another. Closer now. The liquid isn't clear. It's dark, thick, a deep, oily black. It isn't water. I cover my mouth, swallowing down the rising bile in my throat. Something inside the puddle shifts. Not the way a reflection moves. No, this movement is deliberate. A slow, pulling stretch. A shape starts to rise. I stumble back. The puddle drags itself forward, expanding. Something is coming out. A hand, too long, fingers stretched like softened wax, pulls free from the liquid. Then another. I turn. I run. I throw myself against the door, wrenching it open, stumbling into the apartment. My bare feet slap against the floor. I don't stop. I don't look back. The hallway is dark. The air is heavy with moisture. I skid to a stop near the kitchen, heart pounding. The sink is still running. The water inside isn't normal. It's too still, too thick. A deep, inky black, shifting in slow waves as if waiting. I grab a towel and twist the handle off. The water stops, but the feeling of wrongness remains. I squeeze my eyes shut. My thoughts are scrambled, heart hammering against my ribs. The puddle in my room. The thing crawling out. It's inside. It's already inside. I spin around, scanning the apartment. Every shadow feels deeper now. The corners seem stretched, like something is hiding just beyond my vision. I back away, slowly, carefully. Then, a knock. Not the front door, not the bedroom door, the bathroom. I stare. My hands are shaking. My breath is shallow. The knock comes again, soft, insistent. Then, a voice. Are you still thirsty? I nearly choke on air. It's him, the dripping man. I back away, legs nearly giving out beneath me. My foot knocks into something. A glass of water. I don't remember leaving it there. The surface ripples slightly, disturbed by something unseen. I kick it over. The liquid inside crawls toward the bathroom door like something alive. A shudder racks my body. I sprint for the front door. Locked. I fumble with the deadbolt, hands slick with sweat. Behind me, the bathroom door creaks open. I don't turn around. I can feel him watching me. The lock finally gives. I wrench the door open and run. I run, bare feet slapping against the cold, damp floor. The hallway stretches too long, the overhead lights flickering in and out like a dying heartbeat. My breath saws through my throat, sharp and burning. I don't look back. I won't look back. Behind me, the bathroom door is still open. The air is thick with the scent of something stagnant. Something rotting. Something wet. I hit the stairwell at full speed, taking the steps 2 at a time. My hands slap against the railing for balance, but it's slick, coated in something that moves under my grip. I yank my hand back. It's black, viscous. It doesn't drip, it clings. The sight of it makes my stomach twist. I wipe my palm against my shirt and keep moving. The stairwell window flashes bright with lightning. For a split second, I see the city outside. Then I wish I hadn't. The streets are gone. Or no, not gone. Just buried. Drowned under an ocean that shouldn't exist. A flood. The buildings still stand, jetting out from the blackened water like skeletal remains. Streetlights flicker weakly, illuminating things that shouldn't be there. Shapes move between the cars and drowned streets. People maybe, or what used to be people. Figures standing still, heads tilted back. Mouths open, waiting, drinking. My knees nearly buckle. This isn't just my building. This isn't just my neighborhood. The rain hasn't stopped. It's consumed everything. I turn away from the window, swallowing down bile. I keep moving. Down, down, down. I count the floors as I descend. 5, 4, 3. Then, the sound. A slow, wet drag echoing up the stairwell. I freeze. It's below me. Not footsteps. Something else. Something pulling itself up, one step at a time. My pulse thrums against my skull. I don't breathe. The noise stops. Then, a voice. Low. Gurgling. You shouldn't be here. I run. Back up the stairs, 2, 3 steps at a time. My body screams for rest, for water, for anything. But I push forward. The door to the 4th floor is just ahead. I slam into it, wrenching it open, stumbling into the hallway. It's worse here. The air is damp. The walls sag, soaked through with moisture. The carpet squelches underfoot, dark stains spreading outward like veins. Something drips from the ceiling. The lights flicker. A shape stands at the far end of the hall. Still. Watching. Not moving. No. Not yet. I don't wait. I don't hesitate. I turn the other way and sprint. Doors line the hallway. Apartment numbers I don't recognize. Some doors are open, gaping like wounds. The air inside those rooms pulses, heavy with moisture. The smell of something rotting. Something alive. I pass a mirror. My reflection doesn't stop moving. I don't look again. The exit sign glows ahead. The 2nd stairwell. My chance to get out. I reach for the handle. The door bursts open. A wave of black water surges in, slamming into me, knocking me off my feet. I hit the floor hard. My head bounces against the carpet. Stars explode in my vision. The water isn't normal. It's thick, heavy. It doesn't soak into my clothes, it clings. Something in it moves. Hands. Too many hands. They grip my ankles, my wrists, my throat. I thrash. I kick. My fingers claw against the floor, searching for something, anything to hold on to. The hands pull. They drag. The black water rises. The hall is gone. The lights are gone. Everything is gone. There is only the flood. And then, I sink. I'm sinking. The water closes over me like a fist, heavy and suffocating. It isn't cold. It isn't warm. It just is. A thick, living weight pressing against my skin, filling my mouth, sliding into my ears. I try to thrash, but the water is wrong. It isn't liquid, not exactly. It's holding me, pulling me down, not just with gravity, but with purpose. I can't see. Everything is dark. No air. No light. No up. No down. Just the slow, crushing sensation of being devoured. Something moves past me. A shape. A shadow. No, many shadows. Figures floating in the void. Still. Silent. They don't struggle. They don't breathe. People. People who drowned in this black tide. Or maybe, people who became it. My lungs burn. I clamp my mouth shut, but the pressure is unbearable. My chest convulses. I can't hold it. I can't. I breathe in. The water floods my throat, but it doesn't choke me. It fills me. A cold numbness spreads through my limbs. I stop fighting. I stop falling. And for a moment, I understand. The rain, the water, the change. It isn't just killing people. It's taking them, unmaking them. It seeps into skin, into bones, into thoughts. It dissolves the lines between body and storm, between self and ocean. The city above is already gone. The people above are already gone. There is no escape because there is nothing left to escape to. The flood isn't outside. It's inside. Inside me. Inside everything. The figures drift closer. Their faces are blank. Mouths open. Breathing in. Breathing through me. The current shifts. The hands release me. I don't sink. I don't float. I just exist. Drifting. Waiting. Becoming. Above me, through the endless dark, I see something. A light. Not sunlight. Not safety. Just the dim, flickering glow of a street lamp. A remnant of the world I used to know. A world that no longer exists. And in that moment, I finally understand. I am not leaving this place. Because this place is me. I float in the dark. There is no sound. No breath. No heartbeat. Just the slow, endless pull of the water inside me. It doesn't drown. It hollows. I feel it working its way through my skin, slipping between my ribs, filling every empty space inside me. I am becoming something else. Something that doesn't need to breathe, doesn't need to struggle. I don't know how long I drift like this. Time is meaningless. Everything is slow, syrupy, stretching in all directions at once. Shapes move past me, people, or what used to be people. Their forms are hazy, half-melted, like bodies left too long in the rain. They open their mouths, and I hear nothing. A silence that speaks in pressure, in weight. A question. Why do you still fight? I don't answer, but I feel their voices pressing against me. A slow, creeping understanding. This isn't death. It's something worse. The black water does not end life. It absorbs it. Memories dissolve like ink bleeding into a current. Thoughts slip away, unspooling like loose thread. I can feel it happening. My name. My past. Little pieces breaking apart, drifting into the tide. I close my eyes. I let go. For a moment, there is peace. No fear. No hunger. No self. Just the quiet flood, stretching beyond the edges of thought, dissolving every part of me into. No. A flicker of something inside me refuses to disappear. A splinter of resistance. A thought, sharp and intrusive. I don't want to become this. I push. The current pushes back. The others press against me, murmuring in silence. Their bodies shift like liquid, limbs stretching and melting into the water. They do not want me to leave. There is nothing to return to. I don't believe them. I can't. I curl my fingers into fists. My body is numb, but I still have hands. I still have a body, and that means I can move. I kick against the current. The water shudders. A ripple. A disturbance. The figures around me react. Their heads tilt, their mouths open in silent protest. I push again. Something shifts. A crack in the black. A sliver of light. Not the dim, flickering glow of the street lamp. Something else. Something real. I reach for it. The moment my fingers brush against the light, the flood screams. Not sound. Not words. A feeling. Rage. Loss. Stay. The current seizes me, trying to pull me back. My limbs burn, muscles twisting as if they aren't mine anymore. I thrash. I kick. I claw toward the light, dragging myself out. The flood fights me. It pulls at my legs, my arms, my ribs, but I don't let go. I won't let go. I break the surface with a gasp. The world slams back into me all at once. Air. Cold. The scent of rain, heavy and thick. I cough, choking on black water, my whole body racked with shivers. My limbs ache, but I'm here. I'm alive. I collapse onto something solid, wet pavement, slick with rain. My vision spins, the world tilting sideways. I try to focus. Buildings loom above me. Not drowned. Not lost to the flood. The city is still here. The streetlights hum. The sidewalks are empty, washed clean by the storm. For a moment, I think I might be safe. Then I see the puddles. They aren't normal. They aren't reflections. They watch me. I stagger to my feet, legs weak, body trembling. I take a step, then another. The puddles shift. Shapes move beneath the surface. Figures stretching, waiting. I see my own reflection staring back at me. And for a split second, it smiles. I back away, heart hammering. The rain falls harder, thicker. It clings to my skin, soaks into my hair. A familiar weight pressing against my bones. I know now. It never left me. I never escaped. The flood is still inside me. I stagger forward, every breath heavy, every step unsteady. My mind is buzzing, fragmented, memories shifting in and out of focus. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know if it matters. The rain follows me. The puddles stretch in my wake. And somewhere, just beyond the sound of the storm, I hear the dripping man laughing.